Hey guys, this is Thomas from CostCertified. I'm one of the success coaches here. And what I was going to show you guys today is something that a lot of cabinet companies actually struggle with, and that's the fact that in order to send a quote for somebody on kitchen cabinets, what they'll have to do is go and measure out the space, and then go and get it drawn and find out what specific boxes they need for each spot. And so really what happens is they'll spend days, if not sometimes weeks, building out a quote, and then maybe the customer won't even end up accepting that job. So really what we're trying to do is kind of streamline that, but also make it so we don't spend so much time quoting out jobs that our customers don't even necessarily accept, right? So Cost Certified, we have a good solution to that. And what we try to help people do is break down their cabinets into a linear foot price. But what a lot of people ask is, well, I buy my cabinets differently. How can I get an accurate price if I have it down in linear feet? And this gets kind of a good example of how you can do something like that, and give your customer actually selections at the same time, but also work out an accurate price. And so I'll show you that today. So what we have here is a proposal. You can see it's looking very nice, has pictures on it too, but also selections, and it's on a kitchen cabinet job for our customer. So you can see how it's broken down. We see here is our cabinet boxes, which are priced at the linear feet here, and you see the price broken down on that. But we have different styles, and of course, you can make this custom to your company, whether you're going to offer a basic line, maybe one that's hardwood cabinets, however you would want to break it down. It's completely customizable, but in this case, we have 3 different collections here that our customer can choose from, and with each selection you'll see how the price will adapt, and at the same time how the description will change, so they'll understand what they're actually choosing. But we also have other things broken down as far as drawers, doors, our molding, and even our cabinet accessories. And this is the way that we're going to, even though we're pricing our cabinet boxes by the linear feet, we're still ending up with a accurate price. And so this is, of course, the customer side, what they will see when they see their quote. But I'll go back and show you now how all this is put together and how you can kind of make something similar for your company that's custom to you, but that helps you to send out quotes quickly, that are accurate, and that your customers can choose from. So I'll go back now to the estimate side, and this is where you're going to make your changes here. So what I'm actually going to do is, first of all, remove this so we can work from the beginning, and you'll see how a quote can come together. So this is what we call our estimating engine. And once we're inside of here, you can see how we have our proposal name. So in this case, it's a kitchen renovation for our client, John, here. Of course, you could name this whatever you wanted to for your proposal. But when we come down, we'll see our add items to this quote. And so what we're going to do is hit this add button. It's going to open up our library. Of course, in this case, I already searched kitchen cabinets, so that's the assembly that's populating here. So I'm going to go ahead and check mark that and add it. And of course, the idea behind an assembly is that when we add it, all of our items, in this case, kitchen cabinets that go in our kitchen cabinet container, will be included in that. So in this case, of course, that's our boxes and our drawers, doors, all of our accessories and things like that. And of course, you can put in an assembly whatever you would want included. But what's going to happen is when we bring in our assembly, it's going to ask us for all the dimensions that are required within that assembly. So in this case, you can see what it is, our cabinet length, first of all, and it shows us what it's required by, so our cabinet boxes. So we would go through in most cases and just type in our dimensions for this specific kitchen. So I'll actually just type in 30 just to show you. Maybe in this case, we have 10 drawer boxes. Maybe we have 16 doors. And you get the idea. You would go through and basically enter what you're quoting out. So maybe in this case, you're planning on putting in a corner system. And you could also make this something that your customer has the option to add once they're in the quote as well. But the idea is that we're getting specific enough where, yes, we are pricing our boxes by the linear feet, but we have enough detail added where our standard box, of course, is going to not be as much as a Lazy Susan or a corner unit, for example. So we're accounting for those differences down here to get us to a close price. So basically what happens is after we enter all of our dimensions required for this job, we'll go ahead and hit done. And basically already our quote has adapted to that those dimensions that we entered. And so it already basically is built based on what we typed in our dimension window. And of course you can see our dimensions are up top here. So if we needed to change those, of course we still could here. But as we go through and look, we can see how that's all coming together. So we can see where our prices are coming in. We have, of course, our cabinet boxes here, 30 feet is priced at that. But it's also telling us that we have 3 variation options. Of course, we saw those on our customer side, that it was our 3 collections. And we can add as many of these as we wanted, even if we wanted to put another variation under this for maybe a different type of style within each collection. We could totally do that as well. This is a very simple example. But you can see how even on your side, you can plan on quoting them out on whatever collection you want. And of course, the price will change with that. And then they can continue to choose and see what options they have there. So basically what I wanted to show you here is how this comes together, how these prices are entered in the system so that it knows what's our linear foot price for each of these cabinet collections. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and hit this edit button here, and it's going to open our item options. And what I'll do is show you how these are entered. So in this case, we have our item name, which is cabinet boxes. What we're saying in this case is, yes, we're pricing out our cabinet boxes, but there's different variations of this item that could affect the price. And of course, that in this case is our collections, which is why we're hitting selection pricing versus just a flat price. So of course, we've already created these different variations that affect our price. So I'm just going to go ahead here and hit edit 3 variations. And of course, when I do that, it's going to open up a table essentially that's showing what collection it is, along with our cost and the price we charge and a description. So in this case, we could even enter a bunch of images here that kind of showcase what's included in these collections. We could put whatever description we want. Of course, you can see in this case, we have a description on each of these and our cost. So at any point, if we wanted to go in and change our cost on any of these line items, we totally could do that. We would just go in and adjust our price. And what would happen is, based on our markup that we have set in our system, it's going to tell us what price we should charge our customer from there. So that's how you could change that at any point. You could go in and adjust these and even add more variations if you needed to, specific to how many different lines you want to offer. But all of this is kind of breaking things down in a way that you're getting a more accurate price based on what we entered. So that's the cabinet boxes. And of course, in this case, you can see that if we scroll over, that this says unlinked from required dimension. So what this is telling us is that this length is linked to our cabinet length up here. Of course, you can tell by the color. And that whenever we change the length here, it's going to then update in this box, which is why when we updated our length in our dimension window, this went ahead and followed that. And so the same is the case with these other items. We can see here number of drawers. It's linked to here so that when our drawers are selected, we will get a price based on that. So the other thing we can do is sometimes with things like our collection, maybe we want our collection to be along the same collection for our drawers as with our boxes. So what we can do is what we call link these 2 items together. So in this case, we don't even have to show our customer the drawers because they're going to match what our selection was up here. So we can see here this eyeball is selected, showing that it's hiding from our customer, because once they select this, our drawer is going to follow. And you'll see how that happens. So if we hit signature collection, our drawers are then automatically going to follow. Same if we hit the Christina collection. And that way, we don't even have to have our customers select that. It'll automatically move with it. So we can do that with any item we need to, but that's just a way of kind of saving a step and making sure our quote lines up when our customer makes selections there. So of course, we have the same options with the doors, and you could add as many different options as you wanted here. But basically, this is just giving your customer a way to say, okay, we actually want to do these type of doors, and then they can go through and make selections on their end, and they'll be able to see it as a bigger image as well. So basically that's how it works, and we can add as many different variances here as you need to make your quote even more accurate, different options as well. But the idea is we're going to send a quote very quickly, as you can tell, but it's going to be accurate, and hopefully it's going to lead to us winning more jobs, because we're not going to have so much time in each job, especially ones that don't even get accepted, but we'll be able to get a quote that's reasonably close to our price sent out, and that our customer can go ahead and, as you can see, make choices and be able to see what they're getting here. So very nice features for sending a quote and really speeding up your process. So hopefully this was helpful in showing you how you can price out your cabinets by linear foot, but still break things down in a way that leads to accurate pricing for you. So thanks for watching.